I left the room with the long table for the last time and started on my way back to London.
Ah, Mr. Pip, I believe. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dick.
I have a note for you, sir. The messenger who brought it said it's urgent.
Get me a cab off the stand, Dick.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Wimmy. What's the trouble?
So you got my note then?
Yes, I came straight here.
Why, what have you done to your hands?
Oh, it's nothing. I got them burnt, Mr. Wimmick. I'm very anxious.
Everything's taken care of, Mr. Pip. But pray come in. You don't object to an aged parent, I hope?
Oh, no, no. I should be delighted.
This is Mr. Pip, Aged P, and I wish you could hear his name. Give him a nod, Mr. Pip. That's what he likes.
You made acquaintance with my son at his office, I expect.
Yes.
Not away at him, if you please, like winking.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. I hear that my son is a wonderful hand at his business, sir. Yes.
You're as proud of me as Punch, ain't you, Aged P? There's a nod for you. There's another one for you.
Yes, yes.
Now, Mr. Pip and I have business to discuss.
Oh, yeah.
Come and sit down. I want to offer an apology, for he isn't capable of many pleasures. Just tip him a nod now and then when he looks off his paper, and he'll be as happy as a king.
Pleasure, Mr. Wimmick, but I'm sure that you'll appreciate that I'm most anxious to know what's happened.
Of course. Now, I heard by chance yesterday morning that an old enemy of a certain convict, whose name we needn't mention,
Yes.
had got wind of his being in England. So I went to the temple and found Mr. Herbert. And I told him that if he was aware of any such person, whose name we needn't mention, being about your chambers, that he'd better get him out of the way. I also heard that you had been watched.
That I've been watched?
Yes. And might be watched again. So he'd better get him out of the way while you were out of the way.
I see. He would be greatly puzzled what to do.
He was. But we've now removed him to a house overlooking the river, down Limehouse way.
I should like to join them at once.
If you take my advice, Mr. Pip, you'll wait till after dark. By which time, you see, we can have those hands attended to.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Wimpole, and you can send up our supper, if you will.
Very good, sir.
How is he?
All's well.
I'm a heavy grubber, dear boy. All this was.
Are you sure that you can rely on Wemmick's judgment and sources of information?
Aye, Wemmick knows.
He spoke to me of a particular enemy of yours. Do you know who that might be?
Aye, that was the man you saw fighting with me on the marshes, the man with the scar. He turned informer on me then to save his own skin, and he'd do it again to see me hanged. But no sneaking rat like him's going to make me leave, my boy.
Well, if you're worried about that, there's no need. I'm coming with you.
No. You're a gay one. What a gay one my boys turned out to be, eh?
The following day, I sent Herbert to make some inquiries. He found that the packet boat for the continent left Gravesend Pier at high tide every Thursday. I set myself to hire a boat. It was soon done. I couldn't get rid of the notion of being watched, and how many undesigning persons I suspected of watching me, it would be hard to calculate. I began to go out as for training and practice, sometimes alone, sometimes with Herbert. We were out in all weathers and became, as was our intention, familiar figures on the river. My burns were still very painful. We made it a practice that Herbert should embark from the place nearest to the house where our convict was hidden. As the hours of the tide changed, we took to going further downriver. There, on the marshes, we found a lone public house where we decided to stay on the night of our escape. And from a nearby buoy, we timed the passing of the packet boat. chose this spot carefully. It was just above the point where the steamer picked up the river pilot. The river pilot. Our river pilot. One day, Herbert bought 2 steamship tickets, and our plans were set.
Boat ahoy! Ahoy there!
Tell me something.
What, dear boy?
What I did for you as a child was such a small thing. Why have you done so much for me?
I had a child of my own once, Pip. A little girl who I loved and lost.
What happened to her?
I don't know. It's a dark part of my life, dear boy. Ain't worth telling. But when on those lone, shivering marshes, a boy was kind to a half-starved convict, that boy took the place of the child he had lost.
Pull on your left. Here she comes.
1, 2. You have an escaped convict there. That's the man in the stern. I call upon him to surrender and you to assist.
I'll never forgive myself for this.
I'm all right, dear boy. I'm content to have seen my boy and to take my chance.
Jaggers will help us. He'll get you off all right.
Prisoners at the bar. It is now my duty to pronounce the sentence demanded by the law. The sentence of this court is that you be taken hence to the place from whence you came, and from thence to the place of execution, and that each of you there be hanged by the neck until you be dead. And may Almighty God have mercy on your souls.
Are you absolutely certain there is nothing you can do to save him?
Nothing. You realize, of course, that you no longer inherit his money. That will be claimed by the crown.
The money is no interest to me.
If you had been a blood relation, it might have been different. You are not a blood relation, so it is not different.
You mean if he had a child?